I liked Batman number 50, The Wedding with Catwoman, as number 4.
Hold on.
Wait, we're not going to number 4.
Oh.
Well, Jeff started off number 4.
Welcome, everybody. Comically Gaming, episode 120. We're doing Comically Gaming a little bit different here in the month of December. We're doing our top 10 lists. This week, we're breaking down the top 10 comics of the year. As we have done for the past several years since Comically Gaming has been around, there's no rules. We rank them however we want. Did we read the whole thing or not? Who cares? Did it come out in 2018 or not? Who cares? It's whatever we think was our best comic experiences of 2018. We also, for the sake of time, we're going to make a top 10 list as our official top 10 list, but we're each only going to break down our top 5. So to start off the list, we're going to break down our bottom 5 basically. So I'll start just so you all know we're not going full depth on these. But I had number 10, I had Action Comics number 1000 in there. On number 9, I had Batman number 50, The Wedding. Swamp Thing was number 8. Number 7, I had Gideon Falls, and number 6, I had Nick Jones. All right, so my number 5 was The Immortal Hulk. And I only read that one episode that we did, the Comic Book Club, but it was so great. It's definitely, I'm going to go back and get those graphic novels at some point. That was my number 5. So Corey, what's your bottom 5 and then number 5?
Bottom 5, number 5.
Yep.
Marvel's 2-in-1. The Realm. X-Men Red. Paper Girls. The Magic Order. Number 5 goes to Gideon Falls. Great book that we all liked. I think I read about 4 issues and loving it so far. It's weird. It's heady. It's kind of horror and great book.
Also the show, I think.
Yeah, going to be our comic book club in January. So anybody who hasn't read that one, yeah, it was on my list too, right? It's great. Great stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Dirk,
what you got?
Okay, my bottom 5. I changed this list probably 8 times, and I have a top 20. So, but my number 10, Monstrous, which won a whole host of awards. Number 9, Descender, which I believe somebody in our group got a graphic novel of today. Number 8, Mr. Miracle. Number 7, Gideon Falls. And number 6, I just read Witches by Scott Snyder, which is incredible. But my number 5 is Black Magic.
Nice.
Which was, I didn't even know about it. I think Corey brought that into the group. Yeah. I knew Greg Rucka from Lazarus, but I didn't know anything about this project, and it was awesome. I love it. I love the art. I love the storyline. I can't get enough of it, actually. I find that it's a little too sparsely put out. But
did the second arc stay cool?
Oh, yeah.
The what?
Great.
Like, I read through the end of the first arc, like I think it was episode 6 or something like that.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
then, it's been
It kicked off. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And I think one came out in January, and another one came out in like March.
Yeah, and it still hasn't. Shit. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm waiting. I'm hanging. Please, Greg.
It's great though. Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
All right, so my bottom 5 starts with number 10 would be the Black Panther Prelude, because I didn't read more that much this year because I was finishing up school, so it is a shorter list. I only have 10. So the Black Panther Prelude was not good. It wasn't good.
I bet.
I think Jessica Jones, I was reading a bunch of compendiums of Jessica Jones, and I made number 9.
I forgot.
Marvel 2-in-1. Marvel 2-in-1 was number 8. I put Oblivion Song as number 7. And I have the realm as number 6. Number 5 for me would be the Sandman Ramadan.
Oh, sure.
Bravo.
That was really good.
Bravo.
I liked Batman number 50, The Wedding with Catwoman, as number
They
4.
tied?
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
We're
Oh,
not
do
going
top
to
five.
number 4.
Oh.
Well, Jeff started off number 4.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Yes.
Sandman Ramadan. That's issue 50 also, isn't it? Isn't that
Yes.
Sandman number 50?
That was
Okay.
number 50, yep.
All right. So number 4, Jeff, start it off.
Oh,
for us.
number 4. Yeah, Batman number 50. Because it
Right.
was the
Wedding.
Catwoman and Batman wedding.
Yep.
It was really good. It took a while to figure out how to read it because the way they broke it up, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is two different. So yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah, I still didn't read it right until we were doing the comic book club and got back to it.
Right.
Yeah, that was my number 9. I thought that was a great book too.
Yeah.
Dirk, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is Venom. Donnie Cates.
oh yeah,
It's on the. I think you guys only read that one issue, right?
I didn't. That one,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it didn't make my list.
It has gotten way better even since then.
And
It's just-
X-23.
It's spiraling out into this really weird sort of.
Symbiote.
Yeah, but it's. I'm trying to think of the horror author that it reminds me of. It's a very just extra planar horror sort of take on Venom, and it's just like the last character I would have thought
John Carpenter.
do that kind of stuff with. No, the writer,
Oh, okay.
Lovecraft.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
it's very
Oh,
Lovecraftian.
okay.
Yeah, super Lovecraftian in tone. Just very different from what anything else that Marvel's doing for the most part. There's a few other, a handful, but awesome art. Donnie Cates is awesome.
Nice. Corey, number 4.
My number 4 is the same as Dirk's number 5, Black Magic.
Black Magic. Okay.
Great book. Continues to be great. It was made my list last year. I mean, the art's amazing still, and the story's just getting cooler. So,
Cool.
love me some Black Magic.
Nice.
Yeah.
My number 4 was the Sandman universe. After our kickoff with Sandman Universe number 1, that really I enjoyed it much more than I thought I would. To be honest,
It's awesome.
It was completely not that way. Okay, so moving on to number 3, Dirk, start us off.
Okay. Immortal Hulk is my number 3.
Nice.
I've read every issue up, and it's actually unlike some of the Image books staying on a schedule. So it is one of those books that Marvel has taken chances in a few areas, and they're using their big characters. And this is Al Ewing doing the writing on it. Just the most bizarre and awesome take on Hulk I have ever read, hands down. It's incredibly dark for a Marvel book, much like Jessica Jones and Venom. And I would highly recommend people read the entire thing. I don't think there's a compendium yet on it, but when it comes out, just get it. It's incredible.
Awesome. And I already had it. That was my number 5, so we're good there.
Yep.
Corey, how about you? Number 3.
Jeff? Number 3, Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Batman's awesome.
Yeah, Batman's great. I mean,
Tom
it's the
King
only
is
DC book I
fantastic.
read. Yeah, but yeah, it's great. The wedding, the date issue was awesome. I mean, the whole thing's the only. I did kind of fall off during that like alternate time zone thing before the wedding. I didn't
But
really.
it's been awesome
those,
since.
but other than that, yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
The last few issues with Penguin have been great.
Yeah, I need to catch up. I haven't read the last few.
I need to
but
also.
The Wonder Woman, him with Wonder Woman was sweet. The date issue was great. The wedding was awesome. It's a great Batman book.
Cool.
So
Cool. All right. My number 3 was 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank.
Nice.
Oh!
I forgot about that.
We read that last year, Dirk. We read that last year.
Okay.
When I
All right.
You did
That's
because
what-
I gave it to Nate
Yep,
in
yep,
February.
for me
when
it
I
was
was
this
there.
year.
Yes, that's true. I had it up there. Right? All right.
But yeah, I
good.
loved it. Really, really, really.
Really
great.
good, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think one of the best standalone stories of all time.
Ew,
I love those.
absolutely.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, super duper fun. All right, and then Jeff, what do you got number 3?
Should have wrapped up that one in the comic book club. I have Sandman Universe #1 as the number 3.
All right.
Nice.
Just because it was good, and then trying to speed read it was not a good idea. And going back through it, I read it later, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is really good.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Number 2, Corey?
I'm willing to bet our top 2 are the same.
Probably.
The Walking Dead. Walking Dead. What can I say that we haven't said 1,000 times? It's just it doesn't get old every time. He just keeps it interesting the whole time. You never know what to expect, and it's still after over 10 years super awesome, and you never know what to expect. New characters come in that are great, and it's just it's one of the best of all time. Probably the second best of all time.
I'm with you. I mean, beyond that, I would say even it's the best, one of the best pieces of literature, period. And it's very rare that comics step into that and can stand on their own against books that I've read. Walking Dead's one of them. Just we say it over and over, like you say, but the characters are so strong at this point. You care so much about them, and it's gotten past the point. The show is terrible and it's super stuck in its ways. And the books, I just love how they, like you say, for something about it, he keeps it fresh. He mixes in new ideas all the time with it. You know, it's not just who's the next bad human who they've got to fight sort of thing. You know. To me, my only, it continues to be over the years, my only kind of concern / complaint is like, he says that he's written an ending to this, but it seems like he's just going to make millions for as long as he can, which I don't even blame the guy. But, you know, again, for a story that's been this awesome, I really want the ending to be something special. You know what I mean? Right. Like it shouldn't just fizzle out. He should make something awesome out of it. So,
yeah.
Yep. So that's my number 2. Jeff, what you got for number 2?
Number 2 is Gideon Falls.
Gideon Falls. Okay.
I just like how each issue it gets you to a point and then it stops and just leaves you hanging. So for me, it wants me to keep reading it and
that art
keep on trucking. The art is
just fantastic,
top notch.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Dirk.
My number 2 is you guys is, well, maybe number 1. Saga is my number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah. Well, it's not a knock against Saga. It's just the story that I picked at number 1. I just happen to like better this year. I mean, I would say that I debated. Really, what put Saga at number 2 was one single issue. Maybe there was like a 3-issue run, I think, in the year.
That was me having issues.
That was you. Saga's the GOAT, though, for sure.
Well, if we're talking the whole span, that's a different conversation. Yeah. But I'm containing it within 2018.
Right.
I mean, but still, like, I had feelings. You know, it always pushes feelings into me. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think to me, and I'm not alone in this, certainly, but that the art is so awesome.
Fiona Staples is a goddess.
Yeah, it's really like at some point you said it, Dirk. I forget when it was, but you could take any frame in that book and blow it up and throw it on my wall, and
absolutely,
it's going to be a slam dunk piece of art, you know. And then, like you say, just the feelings and stuff. Like, and we never really had a spoiler discussion around what happened at the last issue before the break. And to be honest, I'm not a super fan of it. It's still my number 1 book of the year. Even with that, I love it. It just there's nothing else even close. And on top of the art and the story and the characters, there's just that bizarreness. Like I love that
his sci-fi.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like there's magic in there, and people that are, even just the TV head people. You know what I mean? How does that work? Like he doesn't go into describing how that works because that takes away from the fantasy of it, right?
I love that. I love that. There's no explanation into things.
Yep.
You just have to kind of pick up, and that's what a good sci-fi epic is like. Is it's on the run. He gives you the characters and lets the story tell itself.
Yep, absolutely.
Sure.
Yep, go.
Corey.
Okay. So,
that's our number one.
Yes, that's why I wanted y'all so Corey can say something about it.
So, I mean, we just said it all. It's just, I love, obviously the story is great, but then, I mean, I feel like I'm part of the family with, Mark Alana and Hazel. I mean, that's my crew. Such it's the best book of all time. I feel like it's even above The Walking Dead. It's a step above.
For sure.
It's its own thing. It's so good.
The other interesting thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Number one. That's it.
Yeah, I wanted to say
it's
that
gonna get number one every year.
It's so interesting that with Brian K. Vaughan that the narrative changes over time.
Yeah.
Like you start paying attention to different people and what's happening. It's just,
right.
I mean, you can tell that they really are doing something really special with it. There's a reason why it is at the top.
And it's so cool how it's, it's in like the Marvel universe. They give each character their own book, but he reaches out, gives the Stalk her part or gives the Will his part, and like he makes you love every character within the same book, but still ties everybody into them and stuff, and even the villains, we love the villains. Like it's fucked. Like there's, but it's so great.
I don't know anymore. About that statement.
Wow,
Jeff, what's your number one, Jeff?
My number one was a last-minute Audible change. About 2 hours before recording, I got something in the mail, and it's Lazarus.
Yeah?
Number one.
It's number one. It's awesome. It is. I read it, and it's right up my alley of how I get engrossed in it, and
I got Killer Be Killed too.
Yeah.
It's super good. It's one of those where if it hadn't been dark, I would have driven to the comic book store and bought the other ones right away.
Nice.
But it's dark.
Amazon's doing a show. It's gonna.
Are they?
Yeah. It's gonna be.
It'll make a great show, I think.
Absolutely. It communicates well in film, I think. I would think
so. Yeah. I think visually, as long as the filmmakers don't fuck it up.
Right. But the reason why I sent it to Jeff is it's tactical, it's military based, but it's a awesome story. Just the premise of it and how it's set up is great. And it's Greg Rucka. It's the guy from Black Magic. So
nice.
Yeah, that's enough to make me want to read it.
My number one is Kill or Be Killed.
Kill or Be Killed. Nice.
Nice. That's what he sent to me.
Yeah. I sent it to Corey.
Oh, the cat's out of the bag, Derek.
I had to. This is what I thought of when I was evaluating everything. Like, what is the comic that I was reading this year that I was waiting like with bated breath at the comic book store that I had to get every single issue when it came out or every single compendium, and it was Kill or Be Killed all across the board. I mean, there is no filler in that. It's a self-contained story. There's only 4 volumes, so you can read it. It's finished. It had this way of pulling me in with the cliffhangers and everything else that got me unlike anything else. And it's pure pulp crime. It's so good. Just so fucking good.
Yeah, I can tell by the first page. That's what I've looked at so far. I got it this morning.
Yeah, and it got really, really good reviews. I mean, that team that's working on it, they always work on comics together. Like, no matter what.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they do multiple books. They do Criminal. They do My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies, all kinds of stuff. But Kill or Be Killed.
I heard that was really good. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's a standalone. It's just one one thing. But that one's awesome too. But Kill or Be Killed is like my book of the year.
Nice. Awesome. Okay.
I'll read it.
Let's punch these lists into the computer.
Go check out the horror, philosophy, and culture podcast Scary Thoughts. Co-host Mark K. and Chad Lott cover classic and auteur horror films, going deep while keeping the conversation light. To listen, go to iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, or wherever you like to receive your dark sermons from the cursed minds of the
The computer has spit out this printout that's got the games, comics, and culture, Comically Gaming, top 10 comics of the 2018. Number 10, 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank. Congratulations.
Nice.
In a tie for 8 and 9 is Kill or Be Killed and Lazarus. They tied for 8th and 9th place.
That's cool.
Number 7 is Black Magic. Number 6, The Immortal Hulk. Number 5 is Sandman Universe.
This is whack.
Number 4 is Batman.
Wow.
Number 3 is The Walking Dead. Number 2, any guesses?
Saga.
Nope.
Oh.
Gideon Falls.
Gideon Falls.
Gideon
Wow.
Falls, yeah.
And
That's
number 1
awesome.
is Saga.
Oh.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
recount.
Deservingly.
I want to recount.
Comic of the list. Comic of the year. Congratulations. BKB.
Congrats,
So,
PKV. Yeah,
Yep.
he follows us avidly.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
The
going to be
Staples.
very
Appreciate your
happy.
work.
When do we get it back, you think?
I don't know. As soon as possible.
No.
All right.
They made it sound like at least a year, they said.
Yeah.
So this is the time in the show where we shout out to our people, YouTube community. These are the channels that you people need to be checking out if you can. I talk to these people as much as I can weekly. So if y'all want to holler, let me holler at you, holler at me. Y'all check out these channels. Yeah, I got $1. First up, we got COD Warrior 2K18, OM James Gaming, Christian Tess in all caps, Master Brobies, Master Brobies, Wilhelm Atticus, Floki Wolf 82, and
Flocky.
Sherry. Oh, Flocky.
Yeah, not Floki. It's
All
not
right.
like Loki. But
Okay. And then Sherry Price. I don't know how y'all know that, but Sherry
I'm
Price.
just guessing.
just makes sense.
Yeah. Master Brobies for me all day.
Master
Just because you messed it up, I like Master Brobies because the way you were just like, what?
So just so everybody knows, we're talking about the name of the week. Special contest we have every single week with all of our YouTube supporters, everybody who has channels out there. And I'm also with Master Browies.
Damn, 2 plats in a row.
Dang. Yep, that's true.
Last week and this week.
Congratulations, Master Browies. You
Master
are the
Browies.
name of the week. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining this week's show. This big Comically Gaming, episode 120. Again, a little bit different in December. We're just doing these little short top 10 lists. But thanks for joining us again. We drop Comically Gaming every Tuesday on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and at youtube.com/GCandC. We do that for free for the people out there. So please also consider supporting us for as little as $1 a month over at patreon.com/GCandC.
Yeah. And find us on Twitter at GCandC. And join our Discord and Facebook groups. Search for Games, Comic, and Culture.
Corey needs to trademark that. Yeah. Grab a t-shirt, one of these, or a sticker at teespring.com.
Sure. And we always appreciate Fred Thomas for our music, our opening music, and Xee Reiter for our logo that you see all over the place.
Thank you.
And as always, thank you for joining us, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you.